Oh, yeah. Look at our new partner, which means new graphics. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with your guy, me, Guff, Ryan McGuffey, our new proud partner of the REKAP right there. Brought to you and presented by Hooters. The REKAP Lunch Hour is brought to you now and presented by our proud partners at Hooters. Make sure you check out a Hooters location near you, specifically for the tournament. Deciding where to watch the tournament games. The original Hooters is a slam dunk. I'll get into that later because Cap and I will be there later this week, and you guys can come watch some NCAA basketball with us. Let's go. Get the comments coming. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Breck Bear, there's no one I love more. Aaron Gobra, my favorite leprechaun. Yeah. Here we go. The Southside Irish shirt's on. I did the work to get the beads. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's start there. With our proud partner at Hooters on board, it's St. Patrick's Day. Southside Irish. It's the 108 tourney for those of you following on X. Hashtag 108 tourney. Go vote for your boy. Me and Sean Anderson in an absolute battle. We got plenty to talk about. The brackets are out. It's NCAA. It's the best tournament in sports, folks. You know it. I know it. The best tournament in sports. OD, happy St. Patrick's Day. Congrats on the new sponsor. We appreciate you guys. Josh, Rondale Moore. I used to love Rondale Moore when he was over at Purdue. He was a dude. Ended up being drafted by the Cardinals. Has not really been able to stay on the field. Visiting the Bears today. Also, happy St. Pat's Day for sure. Happy St. Patty's. Swayze. Hope you guys took part over the weekend in some of the festivities. I was doing the radio show downtown when the river was dyed green. That was a complete crap show, as you would expect. And then yesterday, I was on the Northwest Side at the Northwest Side Parade in the snow. What do we have? Near 80 degrees Friday, snowing on Sunday. There's no place like it, right? So definitely took part in some of the festivities and kind of shaking one off, if you know what I mean. Kyle, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Wearing green today. Got the Southside Irish going. So excited to watch opening day tomorrow. Setting an extra alarm to catch my Cubs take on the Dodgers in Japan. Go Cubs. The Cubs at 5:10 a.m. First pitch in the Tokyo series. And we made it, folks. We got through the offseason. It's time for baseball, at least for a couple days. And then we have to wait about 10 more days after that. The big news is that Mookie Betts is out for this series. So he's out for the 2 games. He is fighting an illness. He's lost 15 pounds. He had flu-like symptoms the day before the Dodgers boarded their charter to go to Tokyo, and he has not recovered. And this is where I'm a big fan of, these 2 games are cool. I don't think anyone should freak out if the Cubs win them both or lose them both. I don't. It's 160 left, and that's what the Dodgers are doing here. Precautionary reasons. When you're dehydrated, that's where soft tissue injuries occur, and that's why Mookie Betts will be out. But it's an opportunity now for the Cubs. All right? So, Lip Ripper, UC San Diego Sweet 16, book it. I got some thoughts on them. They were my play. Was that Saturday? My play of the day that night. I know I should have tweeted it out. They're the best team against the spread in the country. I don't like the sexiness of the pick right now. I'm not a big fan of everybody throwing that pick out there. They are very good. They're not very good inside, where I expect Michigan to do some things to them. I really want to back San Diego. I really do. I've watched them. I don't like that that's a sexy pick. Jerry, those are your Cubs, my friend. Those are your Cubs. Josh, I'm excited to watch us possibly get cooked by the Dodgers because cheapskate Rick has decided not to spend more money. Josh, are you Godfather? Because there's Godfather. Godfather's usually ready for this kind of stuff. Instead, he did tell us, this is important, the Godfather on Thursday said Rory would win the Players. He went into a playoff, and Rory walked away with the Players tournament. Great call by Godfather for those who were looking for a favorite to win the tournament. We had a shot there if you backed him. I did not, and that was missed money. Scared money's lost money. Charles, he's chiming in with a go Cubs go. Jess, brackets out. Are we having a recap tournament? So here's what I'm thinking, Jess. If you guys submit your brackets to us, okay? Because I guess there's 2 ways we could do this. I could talk to Cap later. We could put out an actual long form tournament where just the computer decides it all. Or I was thinking you guys take a picture of your bracket and submit it to lunchwithguff@gmail.com. And we'll go from there. Like that would be the email you'd use right there. The lunchwithguff@gmail.com. The Recap Lunch Hour now brought to you by Hooters. It's fun to have a partner there. So I think for sure we will be doing it. My guy, the best. Man, I'm going to start doing, we should start doing shout outs, by the way. Where are you watching the show from? It's something that we should have started from the beginning, but chime in. Where are you watching from? I know where Jordan is watching this show outside of Providence, Rhode Island. How about that? Rhode Island. I love it, man. You like to submit options? Sounds good. Jess has been talking about this for a while. Eli, nice stock shares. Eli, I think, is in Jerusalem, which is crazy. So chime in. We should start doing that. Even if every single day it's the same people in our community. Let's get that out there. Lip Ripper, he's watching from South Florida. I mean, that's what's great about this show, man. That's what's great about this show. You guys are everywhere. I agree. San Diego, sexy pick. My other one is Lipscomb. Yeah. It's navigating. That's part of the navigation of trying to pick the right upsets. San Diego can do it, man. They can do it. I just don't like when everyone's picking the same one. Big Bird Dog, 1980. As a member of Big Blue Nation, let me just say that Louisville got absolutely screwed with their draw. They're in 8-9, right? Pulling up the bracket right here. They're in 8-9. Let me bring over the old computer. And, yeah, NCAA bracket. Because I agree. Oh, they got Creighton. I actually think Creighton kind of got screwed too, to be honest with you. So we got all kinds of it's never perfect. And like I don't think North Carolina should have been anywhere near the 68 team field. I don't. But that's why there's arguments all the time for this stuff. I'm just trying to pull here we go. Thank you. All right. So my goodness. Give me the bracket. Thank you very much, ESPN. All right. So, yeah. Eli's picking Duke and Auburn. I think, like, they're the best two teams, guys. They've been the best two teams. You know what, Chef Paul? Hang on, my friend. Stay with us. Stay with us. We need him. There they are, Chef Paul. You picked Duke and Auburn. Chef Paul's asking for the Aviators. Guess what? We're going to pull them out. Because if you back St. John's on Friday, folks, we cashed again. And I'll be honest with you, I was on St. John's all weekend. Happy St. Patty's Day to you, Eric. Now this is where the real sports start, the NCAA tournament. I'm picking Duke to win it all, assuming Cooper Flagg is healthy, which I think I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play this week at all, at least in the first game. Cubs season starts tomorrow. Go Cubs, go Bears. Betts is out. Just like Ernie used to say, the Cubs don't have to get better. The other team just has to get a little worse. And that's what I'm saying. Right out of the gate, Cubs catching a break. Mookie Betts, shortstop, out. It's unbelievable, by the way, to say Mookie Betts, shortstop. San Diego State got to get in over UNC. I know. I think they're a kind of a healthy dog at 3.5 right now. And that Carolina's that sexy. Oh, it's North Carolina. That should be interesting. Young Sioux, Illinois, Sweet 16, baby. Understood. Underwood, we trust, not understood. Guff, when are you going on vacation like Cap just did? You know what? God, I wish. I'm not going to lie to you. I could use one. And spring break in my family's next week. I'm trying to pull up Illinois. We are not taking a trip this year. I always feel bad about like when we don't take one. But we just went to the Bahamas too, remember? Well, I say just, but that was shit. It was almost 3 months ago already. Hey, Matt from Island Lake. What's up, Matt? Thanks for being on, man. Kyle, glad to see Cap is back and the Bulls' magic towards Flagg is heading in the right direction. No, it's not. They won 4 in a row for some god-awful reason. They're probably going to win tonight. They're 6-point favorites. Auburn, Houston. Lip Ripper, the thing about Houston is, will this finally be the year for Kelvin Sampson? He has had some awfully good teams. And I think this team is a better offensive team than he's had in the past. And I think that might just get it done. I like that pick. I think Houston, Some people don't like the sexy, like chalk, but like, look, the best teams in this tournament are the ones. There's no doubt. But some of the scoring, like Florida can score. NCAA tournament legacy picks screw over a lot of teams every year. No doubt about that, Terry. Florida looks dangerous. I just said, man, they can score like an NBA team. And that's why Bird Dog has Florida over Duke in the title. I mean, I could see it. God, they score. It's unbelievable. Florida right there with Auburn. Gregory, now Henderson is going to be available after the Bears spent their money. Are you talking about Hendrickson? FaceTime Cap and ask him who is winning the tournament. He'll be in here. He is currently unavailable to FaceTime, young Stu. I know it's your favorite thing to do when we get him on. Let's hope we all have good staycation weather for all of us staying in Chicago over spring break. Your mouth to God's ears, Jess. It doesn't feel like it's heading that way yet, but maybe by the time of midweek. I just feel like Houston's due. Yeah, I think at some point. Remember, was it last year or 2 years ago when they were a 1 and the Final Four was in Houston? It kind of, maybe that was too much pressure. It just feels like, and I like their draw too. I mean, Tennessee is the 2 seed. I like that for Houston, to be honest with you. Why am I looking at you guys sideways? I should probably have printed out a bracket that is not sideways, right? Yeah, I mean, SIU Edwardsville, I know some family that knows the head coach there. Gonzaga, Georgia in the second round. I think Houston is going to win that game easy. Purdue is a week 4. I really believe that. Purdue's a week 4 seed. Clemson's a juicy 5. I'm not going to pick a 5-12 there. I think Clemson gets to the Sweet 16. Illinois is going to be fun. I think Texas could give them I think Texas wins that game, the first 4 game. Kentucky, which Kentucky team shows up against Illinois? Illinois is interesting because I think they can get to the Elite 8. And I'm not a big Illinois guy, but I think that they can. Pablo, how great was it that Michigan-Wisconsin title game, like the old Big Ten Conference before we let in every college in their nearest high school? It was great if you had Michigan, Wisconsin. I had a 5-team money line parlay with Wisconsin, hit everything, had Wisconsin. It was one of those, let's beef up the accounts heading into the tournament type thing. It would have been really nice, and we didn't get it done. Wisconsin croaked down the stretch, and Michigan pulled away. I think it was 59-53, the final, if I'm not mistaken. So, yes, the Cubs play tomorrow against the Dodgers. I think the Cubs are going to be better than a lot of people think. I think they're going to be 92, 93 wins. I do expect them to be active at the trade deadline. And look, I just don't think this division is also very good. So put that all in a blender. And I think the Cubs are going to be in really good shape. Josh, will the Cubbies game only be on Marquee tomorrow? That's a good question. I'm surprised it's actually not a national game. I'm really surprised. I would be kind of surprised too if the MLB Network, I should probably know this, and I'll try to find this answer for you in case you don't by tomorrow. Think about this. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about a Cubs win or loss, and it's going to matter. Like that game will be done by 8 a.m. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? Let's go. Let me look ahead to Marquee here. I'm going to go to Marquee and see. I'm going to go to MLB Network and see if the Cubs are on MLB Network. That's why it would kind of surprise me if the Cubs were not on. But here, let's take a look. Quick pitch. Oh, no, they're not. They're not on MLB Network. So there we go. Imanaga, 4 innings, 70 pitches, 3 homers. Sorry to burst the bubble. I think you're looking at about a 65 to 70 pitch outing from starting pitchers in these 2 games. I think that's what we should expect. Terry, if Kentucky doesn't have their point guard back, Illinois wins easy. I don't know about easy. Mookie got sick with all that sushi. Mookie was sick before he went to Japan, just for the record. He started feeling flu-like symptoms before they got on the charter, and he's lost 15 flipping pounds. Shot or no shot, the Bears draft a wide receiver or running back with their first-round pick. I would like to say no shot on that because you guys know where I stand. I still want big dudes. You can't have enough. I'd love a tackle. North Carolina being anywhere near the tournament's a joke. Look for those posers to be one and done. They had multiple losses in quad 3 and 4. Like Indiana did not have a loss in quad 3 or 4. They were one of the first teams out. I think them and West Virginia have the two biggest beefs here. I mean, nobody. We're not sitting here talking about those teams making a run to win the tournament. But look, if you're talking about you're supposed to beef up your schedule and win games that matter, then UNC should not be in the tournament. Bird dog. Do you see anyone picking up Anthony Rizzo, or is he done? I'd hate to see him not go out on his own. Bird, very rarely do guys get to go out on their own. I'd be surprised. There's going to be an injury. All right, there's going to be an injury or something that happens, and we are going to – I think Anthony Rizzo is still playing baseball this year. I do. Sam, Guff, seeing the Japanese crowd do the PCA champ. My God, the crowd in Japan is so awesome. Even the game that was just the Dodgers were playing, that Shohei hit the homer, and just the electricity I was watching in the video clip is incredible. It reminded me, I think everyone should get to go to the Dominican to see a Dominican Winter League game. I've said that they should do Dominican Winter League night as a theme night at the ballpark where people are getting vuvuzelas is what the giveaway should be. And throughout the game, it's just loud chaos instead of quiet, which is what happens here. Cubs game is on Fox tomorrow. Oh, there we go, Terry. Appreciate that. So there you go. Cubs game is a national game, which makes sense. Phil, good afternoon to you, the real Phil Sims. Chef Paul, anyone out there have Josh Berry at 50-1 at NASCAR yesterday? I had a one stick. Did he win it, Chef? Free $50? I mean, I don't hate it. You're just don't ever. Hey, I always tell Cap and tell you guys the same thing. Don't ever complain about a cash ticket. If it's $50 or $500, never complain about a cash ticket. Clyde, the Bears should draft offensive or defensive line with the 10 pick. I totally agree with that comment. We have, I just saw it pop up here, so let's do it. We got to start bench cut. There's my daughter. She'll be happy that the lunch with Guff, she's not ecstatic about, she likes the fact that we have Hooters, but her logo is officially been gone. Start bench cut. Best bracket buster team. Start George Mason 06. Bench Loyola 19. Cut Florida Gulf Coast Dunk City. All right, I'm cutting Florida Gulf Coast for sure. Ooh, I'm gonna start Loyola because I'm starting because they're here. They're the George Mason team, sure. Like they were VCU and George Mason were those kind of first teams to be like opening people's eyes in those first four games. I'm going Loyola though because it's local. Godfather, as usual, MLB screws up opening day. Can you imagine if the Rams and Bears were playing in the Tokyo Dome? I think this is good. We had Joe Girardi on the radio on Saturday. He played in the Cubs and Mets games in the Tokyo Dome in 2000, so 25 years ago. I looked at that schedule. They basically got on the plane, came home, went to St. Louis, got swept. Like, there's no break. At least they come back, they get their legs under them, they play a few more exhibitions, and then the season starts up. Who's my Final Four? I know I have yet to do a bracket I'm confident in. I like to kind of go region by region and not just fly through it. But honestly, it's probably going to be pretty chalky because of the, I'm assuming Cooper Flag's healthy. I want Sparty. I do. I really like this Michigan State team. Having to go against Auburn, not fun. And I love St. John's. I love both of those two seeds a lot. Houston feels like a Final Four team to me, and so does Duke. Like, I think Arizona's a soft 4. I really do. Like, Oregon at 5 probably makes sense, but like, I think Duke coasts to the Sweet 16. I really do. I think they, assuming health, I think they absolutely coast. SEC for sure was the best basketball conference. There's no doubt about that. Is Reinsdorf selling the Bulls and the White Sox already young? Not happening, especially the Bulls. They're not ever selling the Bulls, all right? Start Florida Gulf Coast. Oh, he's down there in Florida. Benches Loyola, cuts George Mason. That Loyola team was nuts, says Pablo. The confidence the kid had when he took that 3 at the buzzer to beat Miami is what everyone wants all the time. No hesitation. Nope, just give me the ball and let's go. Yeah, Michigan, Josh, and we talked about this. I'm a big UC San Diego guy. This is the time of year where people start like, oh, I love this pick. You don't really – I've watched this team. They especially with our bets of the day, they are the best team against the spread in the country. I like them a lot. And so when I saw that matchup, I was like, oh, damn it, it's a 5-12. So just that alone, I hate that because everyone's always looking for the 5-12. And Just the national guys started picking it, and I think that's when it starts to get. Now, again, it's not a reason not to pick him, but Jess thinks Duke coast to the Elite Eight. And to be honest with you, Jess, I really love Duke's ride all the way to the Elite Eight for sure. And to double down on that, BYU could be fun. BYU could be fun. I just think it looks like Duke, Alabama. I think Duke's got a nice ride to the Final Four. I do. Well, 1 out of 2 of my 2-leg parties I gave up Friday. Saw that. Live betting lines, more cushion. Took Michigan all the way up to plus 8.5 a few minutes into the game. Those lines can flex a lot early on. With BetStop, could you see the Cubs winning both games? They care about winning both games. It's 2 of the 162. What I'm telling people to do is not freak out if the Cubs win both or lose both. Okay. Hope my Xfinity doesn't cancel my marquee before tomorrow morning. Well, lucky for you, it sounds like it's a Fox National game. And Clyde, yes, Fox would mean Fox 32. You have Florida winning the Final Four, and Notre Dame winning the women's. All right, no one's going to throw that out. Chalk. I do think BYU VCU is going to be an awesome basketball game. It's kind of sucks that we have this will be the first bet of the day we do that's not a college game in a very, very long time. A couple of weeks, actually. I also wanted to remind you guys about Friday. Make sure you're out here. Come on out Friday, March 21st, 12:30. We're doing the show live from Hooters O'Hare. Cap will be there. I'll be there. We will be set up. We'll be there by 11 o'clock for the games. We'll be there for a long part of the day. And I will be doing this show from Hooters O'Hare on Higgins. So make sure if you want to call ahead, grab a table, come meet me, come meet Cap. We'll be happy to mix it up with you guys, be part of the community, take some pictures, have some fun, and let's go. Which local team do you think will travel further in the tournament? Purdue, Illini, or SI? I will go Illinois. I think Purdue might get beat in the first round. I really do. I think they have not had a good close to the season. Would you be surprised if UConn beats Florida? Should they meet in the second round? I would. I don't like this UConn team. I don't like it. So I just, even though it's a fun matchup, by the way, you're coming the back-to-back national champions, getting an 8 seed. I think UConn beats Oklahoma. No guarantees. See you Friday, Phil. All right. Good to hear. Clyde, appreciate you. All right. Don't be afraid, Clyde. If you can get out of work, man, you can come join Cap and I at Hooters O'Hare on Friday. And of course, we want to thank Hooters, is our new proud partner of the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff. Catch all the March action at one of our 11 Chicagoland locations. Find one near you at originalhooters.com. Head to Hooters this March because basketball is better with hot wings, cold beer, and the iconic Hooters girls. Watching at home, grab Hooters to go. Order online at order.hooters.com. And again, we are proud to have Hooters as a part of the lunch hour with Guff here on the REKAP. All right, so here we go. Now it gets juicy. So here, let me get appropriately bantered up here as we aviators, folks. We need a sound bank here. I think we have one. What do we have? I think we do have one. Ooh, there's one. I like that. Did that come through okay? Yeah. I think maybe when we win, we need a sound effect. We're going to the NBA tonight. Going to the hardwood. And I'll tell you right now, appreciate that, Terry. I'll tell you right now, you have the aviators. I'll have my aviators on Friday. I'm bringing these puppies, Pablo. You were the original idea of this. NHL puck line, Blue Jackets puck line, plus 120. Let's get to that. Let's get to my pick with the Pistons. I got some notes here. What to tell you about the Detroit Pistons. First of all, the Pistons are fun. All right, so the Pistons, one of the better teams against the spread in the NBA. They have covered in 10 of their last 15. They've dropped 2 straight where they haven't covered in either game. They're laying 7.5 on the road. Usually, Like on the road, they're the second best team against the spread on the road too. Young team, fun team. In games this year where they've lost 2 in a row, okay, you have to go way, like I'm talking of note. Lost 2 in a row a couple weeks ago, won 2 in a row. They've lost 2 in a row in early Feb. Then they rattled off 8 wins in a row. My point is, when they lose 2 games in a row, they usually find a way to respond. And looking at their history this year, you have to go all the way back to like November when they were still trying to figure things out. I'm going to lay the 7.5. Pistons are playing for stuff, and the Pelicans are garbage. I'm laying the 7.5 tonight. I've already put it in. I don't love the NBA like I love college basketball. But folks, we're still on a bender here. We are still, Chef Paul knows, we're still on a heater, baby. We are still heating up and down week last week. We couldn't put 2 back. We got hooked a few times. And it was win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1. But that's coming off after a stretch where we were 7-0. So I think the number now is 17-6, our last 23. That will play. Aviator soundbite can be the Top Gun air fighter flying by our beginning of danger. Cap and me have a MLB prediction show off the chain. That's something to think about. I'm going to do a predictions podcast on White Sox podcast, White Sox recap podcast. For me, betting the NBA just doesn't do it for me this time of year. But Lip, as you know, it's the recap bet of the day, buddy. We lay the 7.5 and we go. Matt Rooney. I've heard of him. Met up with him, my guy, Matt Rooney, on Saturday when I was getting off the air. It was complete zoo downtown. It was basically landlocked, and said, let's go have a pint or two with my guy, Matt Rooney. Bet some college basketball games. We were on Sparty. That didn't work out so well, but we rebounded well. Had a big night. It feels like there's a sneeze coming. Had a big night with Matt. Florida St. John's. Oh, that's always fun on camera. Florida St. John's, same region, is definitely a bummer. Could make for a banger in the Elite Eight. I'm just saying that those 2 teams make us some money on the way to meeting. Eric, I want my sleeper to be UC San Diego. I can't pick them though. I will have answers to these questions for you guys by Wednesday. I'm gonna do a deep dive of these 4 regions, and I'm gonna have. Here's what I'll say: the top part of the bracket, the 1s and the 2s, are really, really good basketball teams. Like I St. John's is so good offensively and defensively, and when you can palm everything, it's like the last 30 years, the teams that have been offensive and defensive efficiency. I have that right here. Here you go. Every year, dating back to 1997, with the exception of the 2014 UConn Huskies, the eventual national champion has been a top 25 in offensive efficiency and combined offensive and defensive of 50 or less pre-tournament. This year, here are those teams: Florida, Auburn, Duke, Bama, Texas Tech, Gonzaga, Houston, Arizona, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Iowa State, and Clemson. Plan accordingly. According to KenPom, those would be the only teams that have a shot. Same Lip. Pistons have a solid defense. Give me Mikal Bridges, 25 plus points, rebounds, assists. Jalen Brunson out -175. Thanks, Rooney. I appreciate you, brother. Dustin, still baffles me how Duke ends the season number 1, wins their conference tournament without their best player, beat Auburn head-to-head, and yet wasn't awarded the number 1 overall seed. They are my favorite. It's a valid argument. I mean, to win that conference tournament without your best player, it's pretty impressive. And like you said, beat them head-to-head. The right side of the bracket, top to bottom, is the best side. You think so? Tomato, probably. Any major, there'll be, yeah, of course, there'll always be. I think Purdue, I think High Point at 13. I need to look at High Point a little bit more to see what they got. Like, are they an inside-outside team, outside-inside team? I got to look at them. I don't have a lot of faith in Purdue, especially in the what have you done for me recently. All right. So the 108 tourney, by the way, for those of you on X, hashtag 108 tourney, I'm going head to head with Sean Anderson. Get a vote in for your boy. Get a vote in for your boy. All right. Here, this is it right here. Let's take a live update. I have a very, very, very small lead over Sean Anderson. The 108 tourney, this is the semifinals of the White Sox Dave region. I got a soak in, a Monday soak. I put a video out in the hot tub. It was awesome. It was always awesome to be in the hot tub. So, all right. Hey, the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff brought to you by Hooters. This one is in the this one's in the can for Monday. All right. We got a big week ahead. Cubs tomorrow and Wednesday. NCAA tournament Thursday, Friday. Remember, Cap and I, Friday afternoon, we will be at Hooters. This Friday, however you want to look at it, March 21st, watch the NCAA tournament with us. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. Get those brackets into the lunchwithguff@gmail.com. We will figure out a prize. We got 3 days to figure that out. Lunchwithguff@gmail.com. And of course, I appreciate all of you. Let's get a Pistons win today. If the Pistons don't do this, I might run away from the NBA. I almost had Kevin Huerter over 2.5 threes as my bet of the day at -162. I didn't love the juice, but those are the type of bets sometimes you just got to lay to make it happen. Your wife, tell her, hey, compliment her, tell her she's awesome, tell her you love her. I'm not sure I love that pick. Dustin likes Drake over Missouri as an upset and San Diego to upset. See how many people on this channel already like San Diego to upset Michigan? Outside of that, I feel like this could be a very chalk tournament. You know there's going to be surprises. There always, always are. Appreciate you guys. For everybody here at the REKAP, this has been the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, now brought to you by Hooters. It would help if I could talk our fine friends at Hooters. Boy, do we need to wrap this one up. Bringing you the Lunch Hour with Guff. Have a great rest of your day. We'll be back here tomorrow to talk about the Cubs' first game of the season, which will be in the books. 5 a.m., 5:10 a.m. Yes, Pablo, everyone, Hooters, Friday. We'll see you guys there. Have a great rest of your day.